Hello everyone, welcome to my channel for nursing exams learning. We'll start with our today's question. The graduate nurse cares for several post-stroke clients. Which of the following nursing interventions are appropriate? Select all that apply. So it is a very simple question. It directly says that in graduate nurse she is taking care of all post-stroke clients. While she is taking care, what all are the correct interventions or which all are the proper method or the steps that she should perform out of the options given below. It is a select all that apply question, so might be all these 5 options will be correct or 1 will be correct, otherwise 2 or 3 will be correct. So we'll see the options one by one. Option first says implement fall precautions for the client with cerebellar stroke. Option 2, increase lighting for the client with the cranial nerve 7 affected. Option 3, initiate swallow precautions for the client with the cranial nerve 9 and 10 affected. Option 4, place phone within the field of vision for the client with homonymous hemianopsia. Option 5, speak louder in front of the client who has receptive aphasia. So, do you have, might be some of you got the correct answer. So, we'll see some points related to this particular question scenario. So, the first one that the stroke may cause different neurological deficits depending on the location of the area affected. We said that before, in the right or left hemisphere or in which area, Broca area or Renix area. Based on that, the symptoms will be different. And the extent of the injury also a factor that will differentiate or change the symptoms. So in the option first here they says the implement fall precautions for the client with cerebellar stroke. This is a correct statement because we know that what is the function of cerebellum? Balance and equilibrium, balance and coordination. So if the client have or the injury that affect the cerebellar area, what will happen? There will be an impaired balance and equilibrium. So there is a chance of fall will be high. So that's why fall precautions is very essential a client those who have a stroke that affects the cerebellar area or the cerebellar stroke. So option 1 is a correct statement and that is a correct answer. Now we will see the options 2. Here they said increase lighting for the client with the cranial nerve 7 affected. What do you think? What is cranial nerve 7? That is facial nerve. So if the client has some problem with the facial nerve, what will be the signs and symptoms? There will be an asymmetrical smile and client have inability to raise one eyebrow. But it does not affect the vision. So that statement is not a correct statement or that is not a correct intervention. So we can eliminate option 2. There is no need of for increased lighting those who have problem with the cranial nerve 7. Then option 3, initiate swallow precautions for the client with the cranial nerve 9 and 10 affected. What do you think? What is cranial nerve 9 or what is cranial nerve 10? If you know what is that and if you know the function of 9 and 10, definitely you will get the answer. The cranial nerve 9 is the glossopharyngeal and 10 is the vagus nerve. What is 11 cranial nerve? 11th one, hypoglossal. And last one will be the spinal accessory. So it is very important to study all the cranial nerve names and its function. So when the client, those who have a problem with the cranial nerve 9 and 10, the swallow precaution should initiate because this 9 and 10 will have it will help the mechanism of swallowing and it have a positioning for the gag reflex. So if it will affect, it will impair the gag reflex and the swallowing also. So initiate swallow precaution is very essential and this is a correct intervention. So now we have got 2 answers, option 1 and option 3. Option 2 we eliminate. So we have only 2 more options. We'll see. Option 4 says place spoon within the field of vision for the client with the homonymous hemianopsia. So what is this homonymous hemianopsia? In this, the client those who have a stroke and the client those who have the signs and symptoms of homonymous hemianopsia, they will not see the entire plate in front of them. Only half of that they will see. That's why the nurse should keep the spoon within the field of vision. The blindness in the same half of each visual field. Each visual field, there will be a blindness. So the suspected client may ignore the objects on in one side. They will not see that. That's why we are training the client to turn around or turn the head in between and scan the environment. That is very important. And we should assist the client to perform that one so they can see all the areas. So that's why option 4 also a correct statement. Now we will see option 5. Speak louder in front of the client who has receptive aphasia. So what do you mean by receptive aphasia? In receptive aphasia, it will affect the Wernicke's areas of the brain. Where it is located? It is located in the temporal lobe. So what is the function of this Wernicke's area? This will helps in the comprehension of speech processing and language understanding. So if the client have problem or the stroke affected the Wernicke's area, there will be an impaired comprehension in the speech process. So the client, those who have a receptive aphasia, their language understanding or the speech processing might be impaired. But no need to speak louder in front of them. Instead of that, the nurse should ask yes or no questions, speak very clearly, and also will help the client to follow what the nurse is saying, or with the help of some gestures and the pictures to increase the understanding. That is the best intervention that the nurse can perform the client with problem with the receptive aphasia. And the another area, what is the another area of this one? Broca's area. That is in the frontal lobe. So that is also that is the function that is control the coherent speech. So these are some of the main points. I hope you have some idea about this brain, each part, frontal lobe, temporal lobe, then the parietal, occipital, then the pons, brainstem, cerebellum, everything. We should have a clear idea about the function of all this one, because sometimes the question or the options, especially in select all that apply questions, the options they will give 5 or 6 options, and the stroke might be affected the cerebellar area, or the stroke might be affected the temporal area, or sometimes scoop and counter scoop mechanism. So at that time maybe the client have problem with the occipital lobe. So what is the function of the occipital lobe? That is a vision. So if you know the function and where it is located and what are the main mechanism or impaired mechanism if something will happen, that will help us to pick the answer correctly. At least try to study all the cranial nerves and its functions and the main parts of brain and its functions. So it is very important while we are studying the neurology review. Hope it's clear. If you want to discuss more questions related to this particular scenario or stroke, please mention in the comment box. We'll come with more questions and we'll try to discuss more points related to this particular topics. So bye for now. We'll come with a different topic and video and question on the coming video. Bye bye.